Two of that, I just remembered. Any person, group, or organization that said in the last 10 years, sorry, just looking at the time there, so I've got 42 minutes left to record this. Anyone that has said that, oh, his name's Justin Rackley. That person doesn't know me at all because I would never let someone call me by my stepfather's surname. And I barely knew my stepfather. So I've made this perfectly clear. Arrest them. There's plenty of laws that they broke besides just wrongly identifying someone. And, yes, Baxter. Well, geez, I massaged his legs and gave him physio this morning. My hands are still sore from it. It's worked a bit. So here's the thing, you've got my dad, Mark Ian Flemming, from Mum's first marriage. Carol, Ann Purdy and Mark Flemming had twins. My twin sister, Amanda Lee Flemming, and myself, Justin Mark Flemming. Then Mark Flemming divorced my mother, thank God. Thank fucking God. I'm glad they never stayed together married. God, I would have killed Dad. Oh, I mean, it's bad enough as it is. And so here's the thing, like Stanley Fleming's the one that everyone's looked at on social media and so forth going, oh, he's saying that the Italian guy's his grandfather. I'm like, I never said he was Italian. You say he's Italian. Other people say he looks Muslim or Arabic. I'm like, yes, that's where we get it from. The blackness, the dark skin. Yeah, that's Dad's father. That's right. Stanley Fleming is my dad's father. Oh, wait. Sandra Flemming, Dad's older sister. I've literally had people go, oh, he said that her name's Sandra Johnson and she looks Greek. I'm like, that's right. Sandra Flemming does look Greek. The big hook nose and the massive big black afro hair. We're going around in circles because you people are dumb. You know Mum's second husband. Anybody who knows my mother doesn't know my father's family. And that's a simple fact. If you actually know my mother or my mother's family, even family members of my mother's family really don't know my dad's side. And why would they? Dad divorced Mum in, what was it? Separated 84, 85, around that time. And their family don't want anything to do with my dad's first wife's family. Thank fucking God. But you want to go back up, Bax? Hang on. So, you ready? 2 paws. Do wet paw. Up. There we go. So, they don't want anything to do with them. So, these people that obviously know my mother, they don't know who I'm related to as my father's side. And that's the thing. And all these dickheads in Sydney that say they were friends of mine, if they were friends of mine, they wouldn't have contacted my mother back. Anyone who knows me will be like, oh, Justin's mother contacted us. Don't call her back. You know what their family feuds are like. Just tell Justin that his mother's been ringing, causing trouble. And so any friend of mine would actually be like, oh, just inform Justin that what his mother's family are up to this time. And people that aren't friends of mine will be contacting them back going, oh, well, I've met them. Yeah. So do you know who my dad's side is? No, then we're not close. Simple. And I wouldn't introduce any Tom, Dick and Harry to my dad's side. Like, Gio was introduced to my dad's side. And I was with him for a while before I did that. Anyway, so these people that said anything about Rackley should be charged. It's like, well, if you don't know who someone's surname is. And I completely understand that people can make mistakes. I'm not that sort of, an arsehole. I was like, but you can make a mistake once if you had a conversation with me my entire life, okay? And if you turned up and said, oh, Justin Rackley, I instantly corrected you straight away and said no. And that's why all my documents, even from high school, it's in the name Flemming. It wasn't in the name Rackley. Like, all my documents still stuck right through my entire life as my actual birth name Flemming. So if we ever had a conversation and you misspoke because Mum moved with her second husband and you went from the mother's surname. I turned around straight away and said, no, my surname is Flemming. Carol's just remarried before moving here. So Amanda and I are Flemings. Carol's got a different surname. Now, everybody who's ever spoken to me and misspoke and made that mistake has been told this. So if somebody says, oh, I know him, but I knew him when his name was this, they're lying to you. They never knew me at all. They're absolutely lying to you. They never had a conversation with me. They never spoken to me at all in their entire life. Okay? They're just drawing conclusions through social media stalking and seeing that I'm related to Carol Purdy and then knowing Carol through her second husband's family, not her first husband's. And I've said this to police in the last 10 years. I'm like, they don't know me. I'm telling you now, they don't know me. They're just drawing conclusions from knowing Carol Purdy, my mother, but only since she was with her second husband's family and after they moved from Sydney. So they actually don't know me at all. If they knew me, they'll be able to stand there and say, oh yeah, Justin, the man of Flemming are from Carol's first husband. It's that simple. Anyway, as per the Rackleys, so Mark Rackley, he had children from his first marriage, and his son, Daniel Rackley, moved to Tamworth. Now, I've even said in the last 10 years, my medical team, and this is where they're negligent, somebody gave them information that was directly related to Daniel Rackley. Okay, where they gave it, so did other government organisations, and housing had that back in 2017, 2018. And they're going, but that's Daniel Rackley. And the biggest one was in 2018 when a social worker harassed, they were trying to speak with me about my suicide issues and drug issues. I'm like, again, Daniel Rackley? I've already seen these Facebook posts. I even shared them across my Facebook and said, this isn't me, this is my stepbrother. And then literally had people go, he hasn't got a stepbrother, I know the family. I'm like, then you don't know the family because I do have a stepbrother. We're the same age. Daniel Rackley. And then pin that because a deadbeat nurse said, oh, he's saying his brother's Daniel Radcliffe. A nurse that's in, I'm like, I did I? I said Rackley. Daniel Rackley. R-A-C-K-L-E-Y. Rackley. Mark Rackley's son from his first marriage. That's how, I'm like, have some more drugs. Smoke your crystal meth pipe, your nurse. Look, that's what they do. As far as I'm concerned, nurses should be drug tested on a weekly basis. They're deadbeat alcoholics and druggos. It's like, shut your fucking mouth. You're just a receptionist to a doctor. Shut your fucking mouth. I'll speak to someone that's more intelligent than you. You're a deadbeat fucking nurse. Literally in 2017, I was like, oh, he said his brother's Daniel Radcliffe. Like, no, I didn't. I said my stepbrother's Daniel Rackley. Clean your ears out or maybe get off your crystal meth pipe, you nurse. Oh, fucking nurses, they're deadbeats. Seriously, we have the worst country for the lowest of scum that work in the medical health industry, disability industry, social and support sector in the world. We have the lowest of low scum in Australia, and I love it because the only thing Australia's got to say that we've got going for ourselves is we've got free healthcare. I'm like, but it's bad. It's really bad. Our healthcare sector is really bad. Like, you pride yourself like we've got these, but we've got free healthcare. It's like, oh my God, but it is like the lowest of low scum. You can try and build yourself up by saying something great about it, but we have deadbeat drug or alcoholic nurses. We've got the worst criminals of low life scum that work in social and support work fields. I noticed my stepfather was a nurse. I think his son, Daniel Rackley, is a nurse as well, or some dentist nurse or something. They're druggos. My stepfather was a massive alcoholic, cannabis smoking, and heavy drug user of even like stuff that I've never heard of until I got old. I'm like, oh my God, did Mark Rackley use ice? Because that would explain a lot of stuff. Because Daniel Rackley uses ice, and Faith Rackley uses ice. And as far as I know, all the Rackleys have suicide, mental health, cannabis, alcoholism, you name it. And that's all the Rackleys. And that's, somebody gave my medical team that information in 2017. I'm going to my doctors, whenever you know me to ever been like, there's all my results. Basically, it's like, so some nurses gave information that related to Mark and Daniel Rackley to my medical team. And that's why I'm sitting back going, yeah, but I'm sorry, you worked for this organisation, needs to be sued. I'm not saying stuff that shouldn't happen. You're the one that thought I was related to Mark Rackley. You're the one that gave information that is to do with my stepbrother, Daniel Rackley. Daniel Rackley's always had massive issues with suicide and drugs. And then some loser, social support working from some homeless community thing, was discussing my favourite football team. This was a big giveaway. In 2018, was like, oh, let's talk about your favourite football team. Isn't it the Dragons? Football, like rugby league? I've never followed rugby league in my entire life. You're getting information from Carol again, because Carol didn't follow rugby league till she got with it, and she doesn't. She's a loser. Since she got with her second husband. My dad didn't follow rugby league. My dad played baseball. My dad probably, I don't know if he follows rugby league now that he's older, but when we were growing up, Dad used to take me to my soccer. I played soccer, so rule football, soccer. I grew up playing soccer. My interest was soccer. Okay, my entire interest from a little kid has been soccer. So was Dad's, Mark Ian Flemming's, and baseball. Dad played himself. But baseball and deep sea scuba diving is my dad's sport, but he had an interest with soccer, and I played soccer. Rugby league has nothing to do with me. Yet the information that everyone gathered, they gathered about another family that I'm not blood related to. It's only related through marriage, mum's second husband's family. And that's my entire medical team was given this information in the last 10 years. My entire medical team that's supposed to be looking after my chronic illness, physical health, and so forth have just caused negligence into which is why my health's so bad. So because the information you have doesn't relate to me. That's why. Because of this, all these government sectors, the information they gathered, you took it from family and not me. And that's why. And you've got people that are using their jobs like what my mum's sister does, and my mum's sister's deadbeat daughter, Christy Childs. Actually, I'm going to finish this and say, so Christy Childs, and here's the thing, she's the deadbeat loser on my mother's side. And that's not my favourite cousin. There's posts on social media where I've actually said one of my favourite cousins when I'm talking about Christy Saruni. Christy Saruni. So the ones that look like wogs, and everyone's jumping up in the air going, oh, he's saying he's related to these people. I am related to those people. That's the Flemings. Okay? So Auntie Linda and Uncle Tony Pincham's daughter is Christy Saruni. Her husband's John Saruni. Their kids are Jade and Connor Addison Saruni. Okay? Christy, out of her and her siblings, she stands out. Christy Saruni stands out because she looks like a Flemming. The other two, which is Carly and Jessica, they look like a Pincham. They look like their father's side. Christy looks like her mother, Aunt Linda, Dad's younger sister. Aunt Linda has that European look about her, which comes from her father, Stanley Flemming. Okay, they all do. Fiona, the ones that the people were saying, oh, looks German. Yep. Joan Hillier, Jeffrey Williams, Meredith McGregor, because that's Meredith's married name. Meredith's got the dark olive skin, the blue eyes, Nan's calves. Oh, Nana, Ruby had massive calves. Like, she had the best legs. I wish I missed out on the Flemming legs, or the hillside legs. But anyway, yeah, amazing. My Nana. Big hook nose. Nan's mother looked Jewish. So Nan, Ruby Flemming, her mother is Ada Gray. Ada Gray looks Jewish, but her father is Frank Edward Hill. Frank Edward Hill looks German. I used to smirk about that photo because Frank Edward Hill, even though he comes from parents from Southampton and London, he looks German, and his wife looks Jewish. Which is why when you start looking at cousins like the tall henchman like Jeff Williams, my cousin, he looks like one of, I don't take this the wrong way, I'm like, you look like one of Hitler's henchmen. Like, so one of my cousins, he looks very European, Jeff, in some photos. His sister, Joan Hillier, his other sister, Fiona, she's got all that white pasty skin, that blonde sort of hair. And then the other sister stands out and looks North Italian. When they've all said it, the three of them is like, yeah, we've all got this hair and we've got the white pasty skin. Then you've got Meredith, and Meredith's got the dark olive skin like Pop had. It's like, yeah, stands out. So you can see that for the family. So there's three siblings that all look the same, and there's one that did a throwback to our grandfather Stanley. Now, this is not uncommon. So yeah, so Meredith, very lucky. Nan's blue eyes, Pop's dark olive skin. She does. It stands out. So they are my cousins on Dad's side. See, this went all across social media, but I had photos of them and photos. Oh, and I had photos of myself as a baby and so forth. And I literally had people go, oh, he's a child molester. He's got photos of someone else on social media, someone else's kids. I'm like, are you insane? You're a dead set sick person. You're a dead set sick female. I'm like, that's myself. That's myself. That's my twin sister. I even had a photo of Dad, Mark Ian Flemming, and a black and white photo, and Auntie Linda down near, so where they used to do a holiday growing up, which is at Long Beach, when they were babies. Uncle Tony got it for me. I'm like, you people are sick. It's like you belong with the sick, twisted mind of the drug user Christy Childs. Oh, Christy Childs is like her mother. Let me go back to this now. So I've already given you the history. They are sick. Let me tell you how the attention seeking works. All right. Christy Childs' mother, a drunken deadbeat loser, is Robin Childs. Robin Lee Childs is a deadbeat. She gets to the point we have to sit there and put up with her only when Nan was alive. And it's like, sit there, be watching her. It's like, she's going to go off. She's about to go off. Can we please leave? This is what it was like around her and her friends. Like, can we go now? Like, we've already made an appearance. Can we go? And she'd be there going, I'm over it. Oh, partridge in the pear. See this mark here on my arm? I tried heroin. It's like, oh, fucking God. Can we go, please? Like, why do we have to be around these people? Anyway, and she did. Oh, like, just the bullshit. Then, her daughter, okay? Her daughter, Christy Childs, as a baby even, used to bite herself. Okay, bite herself. So inflict grievous bodily harm because she would bite herself so hard she drew blood. Okay? Run up to her mother and say, Shane, Shane. And said that her brother, Shane, had done it. Okay, until she got caught doing it to herself. So you've got a group of people, and they're uneducated, deadbeat losers. I think Robin even homeschooled Shane and Christy for some sake. There you go. They're homeschooled. They went to a housing commission school. They grew up in housing commission. They went to a housing commission school, like this deadbeat place called Crawford. We went to private schools, Amanda and myself, so it shows. We had a good education. They're deadbeats. And then Robin Childs actually homeschooled them for a period of time. Look, I don't know why. Even my mum's parents, like Pop, got to a point where Pop told me in the year 2000, I don't know why your mum's gone weird since she got with her second husband. She wasn't that close to Robin growing up. Like your mum had good friends. So yeah. Anyway, apparently when mum married her second husband, even Pop said, oh, she's trying to be like Robin. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because that's all. Pop's not alive to stand up. I don't care. But when it goes to it, that's what Christy Childs was like growing up. She used to bite herself so hard, and I'm going to leave it there because that's almost on 20 minutes. Bite herself so hard that she drew blood and said it was Shane. So these are attention-seeking behaviours of some low-life women. That's what they do. They're absolutely low, like the lowest of low women. And you'll see all the trouble that's been caused in my life in the last 10 years came directly from my mum's side, and because organisations involved them. It's like, you don't have a right to break privacy and confidentiality laws. That's why I told you, you're not going to rally around friends and family, because there's family feuds, there's conflicts of interest, there's arguments going back before I was born. There's issues. There's massive issues. We're not this close family. Never have been. Now you're going to mind your business and butt out of my life before you cost me money. Okay? My upbringing, I've already got... Look, my upbringing's there in a statutory declaration that I made sure I had documents to back it up. Okay? My mum's sisters don't give a, well, they're not a good representation of my mum's family at all, basically. And my own grandmother used to say her daughters remind her of her husband, Reg's mother and sister, and that's not a compliment. None of them take after Nan's side. And it was Nan's side I was closest to. So, because the Purdy's side of the family, Pop had nothing to do with. Pop didn't speak to his sister for 40 years until Mum brought her into Pop's house in the year 2000. And Pop was furious. Sorry. Pop was furious. Pop was out the front of his place, and I've come home from work. This is back in Kerry Road. I've come home from work, and I'm like, what's wrong, Pop? Because he's standing out there on the little sort of awning out the front, the little veranda thing, and he's going, like he had the shits. He goes, go inside and have a look what your mum's done. I'm thinking, what's she freaking done now? And then I walked in, it's like, oh, God. Isn't that Pop's sister? Oh, Christ. Val Purdy and Lynette. Oh, fucking hell. And so, yeah, Pop was furious. Even Nan was furious. Even more furious that Mum did the same behaviour and dragged the deadbeats to Nan's 80th birthday. Nan's like, don't you get up from me, sit here. I can't believe your mother. She's got more hide than Jessie to dragging those people in. Your own father, meaning your grandfather, Reg, absolutely hated the Purdy's. Absolutely hated them. And now your mum's keeping in touch with them. Right? So anyway, they're not a good representation of the family at all. But look, that's it. I mean, I was raised by Nan and Pop, Reg and Lola Purdy. Nan's mother, Mary. Nan's uncle, Leo Patrick Sayer. Mostly, they're the biggest influence I've had in my life. So basically, I'm getting information straight from those people who raised me and how they were and how they grew up and their upbringing. And their mum's cousin, out of all the cousins, the only one I was close to growing up, because I wasn't close to Colette. Colette's deadbeat. That's the one that mum's sisters were close to. And freaking Christy Charles, those deadbeats. No, I was close to Sharon Newcomb. Sharon and Chika Newcomb. Like Sharon's mum's cousin, who was mum's favourite. And Sharon was raised by my great-grandmother Mary as well. So Sharon wasn't raised by her mother Mari. Sharon was raised by my great-grandmother, her grandmother. So I had lots in common. In actual fact, I spoke to Aunt Sharon when I was living in America. She's getting old, and so is Chika. His name's Charles. And she goes, you know why you called Little Nan Lola Little Nan and great-grandmother Mary Big Nan? No, she goes, because I did. She goes, you man who picked it up from me. I said, oh. Because we always grew up with it. I adore Sharon Newcomb, and her sister, which is actually her half-sister, is the one that my mother's sisters was close to. It was like, no, we're closer to the nicer one. But yes, Sharon Newcomb's lovely. So the people that we grew up with, and that's what we're just from the same family, there's a divide. The whole lifestyle is different. The upbringing is different. Yeah. And that's the way it is. Like Sharon Newcomb can confirm that my great-grandmother was a big churchgoer, big Roman Catholic. So is Sharon Newcomb. Anyway, I don't know if she was or not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've said this. As I was trying to say to organisations, I said you can't just look at a whole family and say we're close. Just because we're cousins or related doesn't mean anything. You've got to get the information from me and that's it. And you didn't get your information from me. You got it from outside sources where you caused negligence. And you caused negligence in 2 countries for 10 years. You didn't stop, and now you're sitting back going, well, why should we pay for the damage? It's like, because you caused the damage. And that's the thing. It's like, you can sit back all you want and say, oh, he's just after this. No, I'm not. You caused the damage. I'm telling you something. You're not listening to me. You're going off and doing the opposite, and you're hurting my life. It's called negligence. Reckless endangering my life. And you caused that damage, and now you think you're still entitled after you've done this for 10 years to not pay for the damage you've caused. That's not how the law works. You caused it. You pay for it. Simple facts. So, yeah.